Dear friend, I have one big idea for you. Get yourself a ticket to Sunshine Island. What's Sunshine Island, you ask? It is the place you want to be. Think of the ideal climate, the water, the sun, but this isn't a vacation. This is a place to live, a place to work. Think of the kinds of projects you want, the type of clients, the income, the ability to make a difference. That's Sunshine Island. And it is possible if you are clear about what you want and back it up with intelligent action. The process is simple. You get clear on who you want to resonate with and make your marketing attract them to you. But in my 5 years of working with architects, I have seen one major obstacle, and that obstacle is you. Let me be more specific, your mindset, and even more specifically, your fear. Fear that if you make a couple of changes to how you do things, you won't win the project. Fear that if you don't take every back porch renovation that comes along, you'll end up with no work and have to quit your business and become an employee again. A lot of this goes back to a scarcity mindset that has been driven by catering to potential clients who are focused on price. These people made you overly focused on your fees, but while everyone will talk about prices, the research is very clear. Price is not the number one criterion. Research tells us that clients rate price between number 3 and number 8 on the reasons for hiring list. Architects act as if it were number 1. Your fee is not the major determinant in whether you win deals or not. You are, and the things that make you special. Of course, you need to know what makes you special and have a clear, concise way of communicating your benefits, but we'll get to that later. Let's start with a readjustment of your mindset. Welcome to Archville. The town of Archville is neatly divided up into 4 quarters: the Old Quarter, the Artist Quarter, the New Quarter, and Sunshine Island. One of the quarters is a dire place to live. 2 of the quarters have their pros and cons, and the final quarter, Sunshine Island, is where the sun always shines and everyone is happy. The mayor of Archville offered to take a visiting architect around to the various quarters to see if he could find a nice place to live. The Old Quarter. This is the Old Quarter, which has the highest rate of divorce, death, and depression in the whole village. The main street is called the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and almost every light on the street is broken, said the mayor. The people look so sad, the architect replied. Well, there are 2 very good reasons for that, the mayor confessed. Architects who live here have 2 crosses to bear. 1, they do not make a lot of money, and 2, they can't win fulfilling projects. That is terrible, said the architect. As if that weren't bad enough, the mayor continued. These architects take on any project, no matter how small or soul-destroying. Their clients are typically the worst in the land, who will often take advantage of their desperate situations. These low-end clients always complain about fees. They scope creep constantly and expect free site visits and sketches. I don't think this place is for me, the architect said, squirming. No, you might find the next 2 quarters are better, said the mayor. The New Quarter. The New Quarter was a lot cleaner. Newer cars and buildings, even the street lamps were well maintained. But no one walking around the New Quarter was smiling. The mayor leaned over to the architect and whispered, Architects who live here have only 1 cross to bear. While they do make good money, they seldom get to work on fulfilling projects. What do you mean? Asked the architect. Well, there are plenty of projects. The type of work available sucks the life force out of these architects. Some feel they are only working for money. They get addicted to the money but never feel fulfilled. Financially stable, but emotionally bankrupt. Oh my goodness. Is there anywhere else for me to see? Asked the architect. The Artist Quarter. The mayor pointed to a bridge and gestured for the architect to walk across. They crossed the bridge into the Artist Quarter. Architects who live here, like those in the New Quarter, also have only 1 cross to bear. Here, they do fulfilling projects which they love, but they never earn the money they want, the mayor explained. Kind of the opposite to the new quarter, fulfilled but poor? Asked the architect. You've got it, and this place is overpopulated, said the mayor. The artist quarter is definitely a cool part of town, with great design, color, and a really funky feel to it. The architects who live here love the work they do, but they're getting sick of being constantly overpaid and undervalued. They are our starving artists, concluded the mayor. Better than the new quarter, said the architect. Well, not all that shines is gold, said the mayor with a big sigh as he paraphrased Shakespeare. He explained that the starving artists see everyone else making the money from their expertise and creativity. Their families suffer, and ultimately the artists resent being undervalued and under-rewarded. To be honest, I'm not sure Archville is the place for me, said the architect in a sad tone. Hang on, said the mayor. We have the final quarter to see yet. Sunshine Island. Both men crossed yet another bridge, and immediately the sun came out. The architect noticed how happy and healthy everyone looked. The buildings were as cool as those in the artist quarter, but in better condition. The lights in the street worked, and everyone wore fine clothes. The architect immediately liked Sunshine Island. How do I get to live here? He asked. Step by step. To move from the poor end of town to the profitable end, you must move from generalist to specialist. You must ensure your fees are in line with the value you provide. You must communicate that value. Consider this. People expect a specialist or expert to be more expensive. A brain specialist costs more than a GP, who is a generalist. If you are not more expensive but call yourself a specialist, then you will confuse those who want the best. A specialist, in other words. I have a friend, David, who was a high-end client. He was building a $4 million house, and he would brag to me about how expensive his architect was. He paid $400,000 in fees and would tell me how excruciatingly expensive his architect was. He must have repeated this phrase 5 times, each time with a proud smile on his face. David was bragging, indirectly letting me know how successful he was, because he could afford the best. So the other thing that happens when you are an expert is that you start to attract the best clients in that marketplace. These are the ones who want the best, value great design, and have money. These people are not attracted to a mid-range architect. They want you. Traditional sales messages last as long as a flame in the wind, but your problem-solving, educational messages from the expert get more cut through and become viral because you actually help people. All of this rests on you being able to explain your value. I know when most people join our mastermind program, they usually have no idea what they bought into. If you are a masterminder, you probably heard and saw a huge number of things. Success by others, some cool tools. Some of it made sense, and you figured that if even some of it works, then I should be okay. Joining the mastermind program is a leap of faith. The bold ones take action, and the timid are left to fend for themselves. There are no disadvantages. You will earn more, work less if you want, and have a better love life. If you don't, let me know, and we can address any of those issues on our next group call. The Master of Romance can provide expert advice. You can do this. It's easy to do. It has a massive impact on your life. As Michael Jackson once said, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, ABC.